Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose.
Hey!
We're on
Boy.
the couch.
We're back on the couch. People love the couch. It's all mental. These people don't realize it's all mental.
It's all pipes.
These
Yeah.
people are like, every episode on a couch is better than every episode in a chair. And I'm like, how can you not see that that's just in your head?
Of course. Yeah, it's like that scene in Departed. He goes, how come on Friday the clients are always angrier? And he's like, because you're tired, you don't give a shit. It's not supernatural.
Right.
That's how this is.
You love that line.
I love that line because it cuts through all the bullshit.
You reference that a lot. I've seen that line so little because that's like the part of the movie that sucks.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, let me get through this, get back to the killing and the throwing off the roof.
They really let Jack run too wild. He was doing all this shit
The
with
cheese
the
and
cheese,
yeah.
all that. It was
He's
bad.
looking around all wacky, but
Yeah.
it's a good time. I enjoy it.
It's fun. Period.
We
We gotta get Alan right there. I mean, we're on a couch already. If we can get Alan right there, our therapist, we could really do a twofer.
Maybe I should rent this out to Alan.
Ooh.
Drag his old bones over here and see what he can do.
I don't know if a couple of comics are come out to this neck of the woods.
No, well, I'll never be here again. This is my final days in a story. I'll never see Lex again. I'll never see Ronan again. It's over.
That's all a plus.
And the airport trip, I just took the, a lift from LaGuardia to my house for the last time.
Wow.
And you know what I did? This is the brutal part. I land, I get to the lift. It says 14 minutes to home. I type in my new address, 43 minutes.
Oh!
That's brutal.
Yeah, still under an hour, but yeah, that's pretty bad.
Under an hour. You're closer to the JFK now.
Is it JF? Is
JFK's.
that the one I'm closer to? I guess you're right.
Yeah, well, it's in JFK is Queens, but it's really Brooklyn.
It feels like Brooklyn. It's way low, but I can take the LIRR, baby.
Or a car.
Or a car.
Yeah. They can
But-
drop you right off at the gate.
That's true.
But, yeah,
try
big
that.
stuff. So you're moving currently right now, and I'm moving in 6 days. Behind the camera is a fucking mess.
Well, these cum guzzlers, they go, hey, you'll be in, these contractors, you'll be in March. March turns into May. May turns into June. June turns into September. And then they go, all right. I'm like, we're coming in September. And they go, yeah, we gotta do October. So I said, all right. And I booked a moving truck, couple of Mexicans. They're
Hola.
taking over. And we get the truck. We show up and they go, ooh, we need like 3 more weeks. And we go, we're here. We're queer. And we put
Wow.
all our pussy dildo bullshit in the living room. And there's just other Mexican guys who knew the movers. They were like, hello. And then they go,
Hola.
they're painting. And they're like, your shit's everywhere. Can you move this piano? Can you move this lamp? Like, we're working here.
I mean, this is crazy. I can't wait to see this place. And I was like, let's record at your house. And you're like, you can't have any, but there's a hole in the roof. I'm picturing the house from Home Alone 2.
It's Money Pit. Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a little further along than that. We got some paint, some banister. It's pretty. There's a dishwasher.
Wow.
That's the other Mexican.
Uh-huh.
But it's still out of whack. There's no doorknobs. You can look right through that puppy. I woke up to a buzzsaw. Right here, Jerry. They were sawing wood.
Oh, my God. So what is the fucking completion date on this horse shit?
Well, they're saying 3 weeks, but they said that in March of '81.
I mean, I first heard about this house. I can't even remember. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
May wasn't pregnant. She wasn't born. You were dating the peg leg bitch, and Peter was still only 3'9". He's 4'2" now.
Hey, yeah. Well, I got notches on the headboard of his height, but yeah, it's bad. But it's weird because I'm there all day now. I spent the whole day there unpacking and showering, and these guys, they don't do much.
Who?
I saw the workers. They're like sanding a little bit, then they have lunch. Then they'll paint the door frame like this, and then they have lunch, and then they'll chit-chat. They charge their phone. I don't know what they're doing all day. No wonder this took 8 years.
Well, I think you got to crack the whip. You got to whip them.
I guess so.
Just take a whip and crack them with it.
All right, I'll whip them.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. That's what I do to my wife when she won't clean.
Yes. Well, yeah, they're
Just
not
kidding.
black, so it's not like a racial component.
Okay, and
Just
George is
saying.
saying cut it.
All right.
Cut it out.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. I never thought of that in the context. That's really funny.
What do you mean?
Well, it just could be a sketch there. Cool whip. Maybe it's like a slave thing, but it's like cool. He's
'cause they're
like,
black. They're
hey, baby, you got something cool. You know, he's
I
smoking
like
a cigarette. It's a cool whip.
There you go. And that's what they call their cars, whips.
Is
Which
that
is a little
right?
ironic.
I never heard that.
You never heard whip?
Driving
No,
my
that's
whip?
a nice whip. Am I right or am I right?
I don't know, whip.
Whip is big.
Well, I'm from Whitman.
Aha.
Hello, folks. Well, anyways, we're here, and so we're packing up. We're moving. It's so crazy. I keep saying this to you, but unrelated. We're moving 8 days apart.
8
Wasn't
days
planned.
apart.
A smelly fart. I don't know, but
Whip.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're moving right now today. I'm moving next Thursday, and you're moving out of the
Wow.
city. I'm moving into the city, but closer together.
Yes, closer.
And it's just unbelievable. And I also moved right before I had the baby upstairs.
Yeah.
And you're moving right for the baby.
And the babies are the same age apart that we are. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of parallels here. It's pretty wacky.
Big parallel, and I'm scared to move. My wife and child are going to be gone. They're going to Galveston, so I'm moving
Ugh.
without them, which is kind of nice because you have to
Yeah.
entertain the baby, and then I can decide what goes where.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
gonna
big.
tape the dildo to the kitchen sink and tape
Yes.
the kitchen sink to the dildo, and
Put the dildo over the mantle like a big fish.
it's going to be all
what it
Pearl
smells like.
Jam and the Clash up on the ceiling and the
Yeah.
mirrors. It's nice. I got my own thing. Plus, I can christen the new apartment by fucking a guy in there before she gets home.
I'll be there.
All right, please. Are you coming to the premiere?
Yes, and the lady.
Are you sure? Because you
It's
thought it was a different day. I
it's
got
in
the
the
text
Cal.
from him. He's like, we're on our way. I'm dressed. And I'm like, it's in 3 weeks, you son of an onion.
It's in the Cal. I already canceled a spot.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Oh, yeah. I want to
Okay.
see this fucking tearjerker.
Well, it was the talk of the fest. We got to talk about Skankfest a little bit. I got a month's worth before Skankfest.
Yeah, same.
We got to get you to Skankfest next year, Lex. We'll give you $50 a day.
Are you single?
No hotel, no flights.
Ah, you're going to love it.
Yeah, I
It's
still
fun.
fucked everyone there.
There you
Pigs, men.
go. Yes.
I can't believe DeRosa didn't fuck the pegger.
No, well, peggers can't be choosers. But I think he bagged a couple of women of the night.
Yes, I
you know
remember
what I
that.
mean.
We have a Patreon. I assume the Patreon will be. Actually, I don't know when we're getting that file.
Oh,
We
yeah.
shot about 6 Patreons down there.
Well, these Skankfest, they're not known for their reliability. They send that file. We'll get that before the house is over.
No, it's not going to be. Not going to be soon. But we shot an episode with Nate Bargatze and
Nick
Nick
DiPaolo.
DiPaolo, which should be up now, but it got sent to us already. Then we shot some behind the scenes stuff
Yes.
of our bomb.
Yes, we
on
had
the
a
live ep.
tough live ep. Sam Talent really carried it. Eddie Pepitone didn't get the show, and DeRosa got
Pepitone-
fucked.
Pepitone had some great lines though.
He's a funny son of a bee, but yeah, I don't know if the audience got it.
No, I don't know if they got it, but I don't know if he was thrilled. You can't tell what's serious and what's kidding. He was like,
Yeah.
I don't like this show. And I couldn't tell if it was real or not.
That was real.
It felt real.
Yeah.
But we love Pepitone. He was making me laugh.
Killer,
And,
killer comic.
But I also think it was Sunday night of a long festival. I mean, I don't know where to start with this Skankfest action.
Well, get there from the get-go. You were at, Thursday you showed up?
I showed up Thursday night. I took I called it a red eye, but someone's like, this isn't really a red eye. But to me, it was like it left New York at 9 p.m. and landed at 3 a.m. New York time,
That's
12:30
a
their
red
time.
eye. Get
My
outta
eyes
here.
were red.
Yes, red.
That's, isn't it in the red eye of the beholder?
Ooh, I like that. That's
I mean,
big.
a red eye, if you drink and do enough coke, an 11 a.m. flight from Albany to Ithaca can be a red eye.
Yes, red eye for an eye.
Yeah, I mean, I've told this story many times, but I once came in a girl's eye, and then she drove me to the airport, and it was stuck together and bright pink. And the whole time she was like, I'd like to see you again. I can't see anything right now.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, that's a true story.
Whoa, so is that pink eye if it's not shit?
I think it was it was red and white because it was bloodshot plus the cum, so that makes pink.
Wow, red and white, and she blew you. Red, white, and blue.
Hey, red, white, and blow me.
Yeah!
The couch is good. I think they're
love
right.
The couch.
They're on to
right
something.
About the couch.
Well, it's going to be all couch from here on out because I think we're going to record at my house.
Yes, couch potato.
Although the next one, we can record here again. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
By the way, a quick side note. Tim Dillon has a podcast studio upstairs at where I'm moving to, like in the building, one building over, 2 buildings over. And I thought, hey, we're looking for a studio in this neighborhood.
Yes.
I go, hey, what do you pay down there? $7,000 a week. He's paying. This guy is paying more money, not a week, a month, but still, it's fun. More money for his podcast studio than I pay for my 2-bedroom apartment in a luxury building.
Wow, you got a child.
I mean, he could have moved in. He could have been my nanny for that.
Holy shit. We should have that studio. We're gayer than him.
That's true, but I can't afford that.
No, but can he let us ride on his fat coattails?
Well, I said, maybe if you wanted to sublet it out, and then he just changed the subject into, Joe Biden or whatever.
Right. He likes the politics.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit. Come on, Timmy Dill. Let us get in that gherkin.
Let us go up there, right upstairs. But anyways, so I had a late night flight. Where was I before, though? I got all the stuff. Oh, I had the Chabon wedding. I mean, I don't know where to go
God.
here.
Well, we'll go. Let's knock out Skanky, and then we'll go. I think you wrote on a pink eye. If you got there at 3 a.m., that's a pink eye, not a red eye.
I took a pink eye, and speaking of pink holes, I had old Miss Feehan right next to me.
Oh, that hole is black and brown. Pink, it's like a rotten banana.
Well, so the fun thing about Skankfest is you're traveling out there, and you don't know who's going to be on your flight. It's very exciting.
That's true.
Because everybody's on everybody's flights. Although the way home, I finagled it where I could not be on anyone's flight. But
smart move.
Spoiler alert, ended up being on someone's flight anyways.
Oh, well, with Skankfest, it could be Jazzy Jeff or Jimmy Two Dope or Insane Clown Biscuit. Who knows?
By the way, unanimously, every person I talked to said insane clone pussy, horrendous.
Oh, really?
Everybody was like, my God, it was bad. I thought they were bad. I didn't think they'd be that bad.
You don't say. The Insane Clown Posse sucked. I could have told you that in 1994. You and Korn. Suck it.
I do like insane clone pussy.
I like that.
That's fun. You clone a pussy, and it's wild.
So, Haitian's going to eat it.
So I missed that. That was Thursday night. I flew out Thursday late night. So I go to the airport. Turns out Feehan just is on the same flight, not planned. Thank you to all the to Reddit and Instagram and Twitter and the others.
Oh yeah, well she wanted to get there at 3 a.m.
Well, we got there at 12:30 a.m. their time.
Sorry,
but it's a nice time because for me, you go out and we've talked about this before. I love traveling when you don't have an obligation. So if it's delayed or you're late, no big whoop. I got plenty of time to get there. Plus, I like waking up. I don't like traveling 5 hours and now it's time to hang out all day.
It's go time.
So this was good. I got to hang out with the baby till 6 o'clock, 6:30. Kind of half put him to bed. He's ready for bed. I go, see you later. I head to the airport. Plenty of time. I go to that lounge. Right away, I see TJ Miller over there. Now, TJ keeps to himself.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, at the airport anyways.
I see.
He's a big cook.
He's a big celeb. The Deadpools, the Cloverfields, the Silicon Valley, the bomb threat.
He's huge. Yeah. So he's got a mask on, but it doesn't help because he's got the big frizzy hair. He's like 6'5". People don't realize TJ's like a 6'5" guy.
Big dude, and he dresses like a rapper in the 40s.
Yes.
He's got wacky colors, a bucket hat, shades on.
Right. So I feel like he's trying not to get noticed, but he's so distinct of a guy.
Yes, and he's got that big old mouth. I guess the mask covered it, but he's got some real urinals in there.
So it's one of those ones where you see somebody and I don't want to hang.
No.
And he doesn't want to hang, which I like.
Sure.
And then he came by, he goes, hey, Joe Les. And I go, hey. And there's a party that's like, here we go, I got to socialize. And then he just cruised on by, and I said, this guy is aces.
He gets it.
My kind of guy. So Feehan, no such luck. She wants to hang, and I want to hang. I love Feehan, obviously.
You guys are tighter.
We're much
She's loose, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm loose in the asshole. She's loose in the V-hole. Although she claims she has the smallest pussy of all time. That's like her big claim to fame.
Call in if you fucked her, because I'm sure someone out there has.
And the phones are lighting up.
Switchboard is Blow it up.
God damn, the phone just shattered into pieces.
Picture a big map of America, and it's just every region.
Yeah, it's like fucking Sinead O'Connor ripping the Pope.
Right. And there's like ladies with big hairdos going.
Isn't it crazy to think that's what happened? Like back in the day, now everyone you get 5,000 tweets in a minute or whatever. Back then, though, people still did it. They would call
That's true.
NBC. They would be like, "Give me Studio 8H."
That
This bitch.
and 2 days later, some mailman with a mustache would come in and go
Right.
dump barrels and barrels of letters from angry moms.
Yeah, people had to go and write down a thing. You fucking cunt. I love the Pope. He never
Yes.
raped any children.
You're going to hell, queef.
God, these hell people are so fascinating.
I know. We're all going there. Especially the gays. The devil.
It's so crazy to think about dying, and then you're like, ah! Everyone's got horns and fire.
And then what's up with limbo? You're just like, whoa, we're waiting to know which one am I going to? Oh, boy.
No, what's that called? Not limbo.
Purgatory.
Purgatory. Limbo is the game where you crawl underneath things.
I think it came from that.
Is that right?
I'm calling it right here. Give it a Google,
No
Lexo.
kidding. Lex is already saying yeah.
Lex Luger.
So it's called limbo?
Yeah, I believe
in limbo.
so.
That
I'm in
makes
limbo
sense.
because you're like, whoa, you're going to get under the pole. That's heaven. I assume.
So when you do the limbo, you could do the purgatory.
Yeah, well, back in the day, everything was either a nautical reference or a religious reference.
Right.
And that was a big old fat religion.
No kidding. Limbo. Yeah, what's the etymology of that business?
So they're actually technically different.
Technically different.
Limbo of infants is a hypothetical place for unbaptized babies who die.
Unbaptized babies who die. Oh, so if my baby dies, he's going straight to limbo.
Yeah, I'm unbaptized as well.
Purgatory is a state of purification for souls who died in God's friendship but were not perfectly purified.
Oh, God's
Yeah.
friendship, but not perfectly purified.
How do you get friends with God? Is he on Facebook? How do you figure that out?
And what an asshole God is. He's like, that's his friend, and he's like, you can't come in.
Yeah, you gotta wait out there. It's
go-
like a nightclub.
Come on, God, we're friends.
Weird, yeah. What a shitty friend. No
we're old
hookup.
friends. Well, anyway, so I get to JFK. I'm excited to get to the lounge. I see TJ. I'm in there, and then you always get your eye out for other comics. Kerryn comes in. We bullshit. We get some food. Dave Temple, we bump into.
Ah, yes.
Temple's a good guy.
Nice egg.
So we load up on food. The food is too fancy there. I know I'm an asshole. I know I'm a cunt.
It's a little highfalutin.
Give me some mac and cheese. They got ginger carrots smashed,
Yeah.
salmon with fucking mustard and cum on it.
Yeah.
And, everything's drizzled over there.
A lot of drill. And they wear the big chef outfit. I'm like, yeah, you're at the airport. What are we doing here? You're 4 feet away from what's that fucking sausage joint? You know what I'm
Aunt
talking
Froman?
about? Aunt Maddie's,
Oh, Auntie Anne's?
Auntie Anne's.
Sausage, pretzels.
They got sausages in there.
They don't have sausages at the
Tell
pretzel.
you, they got to wrap a pig in a blank.
All right, you might be right about the pig in the blank.
All right, I've had one there. That's the only reason I know.
But this is what they should have. Here's what you should have, Delta Lounge, because they act like we're this rich fucking thing.
Right.
And I've said it before, I'm just a white trash asshole who flies a lot for work.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not. You know what I mean? Look at me. I'm a piece of shit.
You're a traveling clown.
They should have, jeez, that hurt. There should be
Well, I
a
have too.
freezer 10 feet by 6 feet filled with Mama Celeste 4 cheese pizzas and 6 microwaves. That's what it should be.
Now we're talking.
You pop in the Celeste pizza, the fat-titted Italian broad. You eat the pizza like a
This is
Ninja
gold.
Turtle.
Go, and give me a kegerator while you're in there.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just a row of hot dogs like 7-Eleven. And have a couple fancy bullshits.
I love it. I love it. You know what you need? The WTL.
White Trash Lounge.
You got it, Fetty. Our periods are synced.
That's right. We should have that. So anyways, they eat. I'm just eating whatever. I brought the famous Hamus to eat.
Yep.
And we're bullshitting, hanging out. It's a nice hang. And they go, okay. And then this is always funny, too. When you go to a festival, now you're forced to travel with other people you don't normally travel with.
Yes.
We're used to being solo. Now, I'm a neurotic cunt when it comes to traveling. I'm not missing a flight. I want to be the first one on the goddamn plane.
Free solo.
So I go, okay, folks, it's me and Temple and Feehan. I go, all right, time to go. Now, for those who don't know, Dave Temple's of the African-American persuasion.
Yes, yes.
And the flight,
You think Jew with the last name.
good point.
Ah.
Well, Temple University, I think that's like a black school, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
I just think that because I've watched basketball, and that's who I see.
Yeah, no, you got a point there.
I'm like, all 12 of the students are black.
Bill Cosby went there as well.
There you go.
Big Black.
Hey, folks, Tuesday Stories is brought to you by Huel. Support for Tuesday's Stories is brought to you by Huel, world's #1 complete nutrition brand. It's a super busy time of year, whether you're running to school pickup, racing to a meeting, or hitting the gym. Level up and fuel up with Huel. It's a full meal that can be ready in seconds with no prep and no cooking required. I like that. Huel shakes taste like a milkshake and are designed by experts to have all the nutrients your body needs from a meal. It takes the guesswork out of eating well. Love Huel. You know me, I can't cook. I'm a half a tard, but these guys make it easy. I'm always out on the road, the ladies on the road, so somebody's got to get the food going. And you want to stay healthy while you're doing it. Available in both chocolate and vanilla flavors, you're going to love it. Take the leap. Join the community of Hueligans with 15% off the code Tuesdays at Huel.com. That's 15% off with the code Tuesdays at HUEL.com. Or just click the link in our show notes. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters, folks. Get on it with the Huel. Hey, folks, Tuesday Stories is brought to you by Raycon. When you're hitting the gym, the only thing that'll get you through is some good old-fashioned tunes. Raycon makes sure the quality of what you're listening to is top-notch. With the active noise cancellation feature, you're only listening to what you want to listen to. And 32-hour battery life means that they'll never run out of steam. Love the Raycons. I live in New York. All I do is walk around. This is the best thing for that. Gotta get it. Turns that sound off. I love that cancellation. Kills all that dumb New York noise, a hobo on fentanyl, whatever it is. Raycon comes in a variety of fun colors. Comfortably fit the widest range of ear sizes. No more having your earbuds fall out every time you go for a run. Raycon even comes with a 30-day happiness money-back guarantee. So if you don't need to make a return, so if you do need to make a return, it's super easy to do. Wow, they really hooked it up here. Stop the fuss. Go to buyraycon.com/Tuesdays today to get 20 to 50% off site-wide. That's right. You'll get up to 50% off everything on Raycon's website when you go to buyraycon.com/Tuesdays. BUYRAYCON.com/Tuesdays. Get on it.
So,
Sleepy.
huge Black.
Oh, yeah, blackout.
So the flight leaves at 9:30 and it boards at 8:50. So it's 8:05. I'm like, we got to head down to that gate. Let's go. And Temple's like, what are you, out of your mind?
Well, come on, CPT.
CPT also, I'm like, well, what zone? You're probably zone 48.
That's
I'm
true.
first class.
Well, he doesn't sit in the back, if I remember Rosa.
So I go, come on, let's go. And finally, I win. I'm like, you guys do whatever you want. I'm leaving. And then they're like, all right, I guess we'll go, you white piece of shit. I'm getting all the flack, you know.
Sure.
But I like to be early. And then I'm like walking like the McAllisters trying to catch the flight. And
Run, Rudolph.
yeah. And Feehan's legs are 1.5 feet long, and
That's true.
Temple's cool. He's like,
Right.
shit, you know.
Bounce like a wow, wow. He's got like pimp music.
So I'm just 300 miles ahead of them. We get down there. They haven't even come close to boarding. The plane hasn't even arrived yet. But we see Mikey Figs, that fat Latino.
Yes, yeah. I think, what is he, a Puerto Rican?
He's a Puerto Rican who identifies as Italian. He presents as Italian.
That's true, yeah. What's up with that? Is that appropriation?
I don't know. He's like, hey, what do you want from me? And I'm like, what are you, Sicilian? He's like, nah, I'm from fucking Puerto Rico. I'm
He
like,
might
what?
be half wop.
I think he's half. He's
All
gotta
right.
be. His name's Mikey. Feels Italian.
Italian could be a little more charming, than a Puerto Rican. I feel like Puerto Rican's like Leguizamo or something.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, he reeks. But he was down there. And then Oscar, how do you say Oscar's last name? Aiden, yeah.
Who I believe is Middle Eastern.
Is that right?
So, you don't want him too early.
He's down there. And then who was the other one? Oscar Figs. Oh, shit. I feel
This
terrible.
is a
I'm
real
forgetting
who's
some of
not of celebs we got here. I mean,
Yeah.
we got to throw someone out there. We got TJ.
It was a real, how did you get into this festival?
Yes.
Although Figs is there every year. I think he puts away chairs at night or something.
Oh, 100 bro. I saw him with a mop on Thursday.
So anyways, it was fun to see them. And then Figs, by the way, he's like, hey, I got Shake Shack. You want my fries? And I thought he was dumb. I mean, you know you.
I'm excited. I'm hard.
So I go, yeah, I'll take some fries.
Wait a minute. Didn't they burn you a month ago?
I said that. I was like, I was barfing, and then some other guy was barfing, so be careful. He claimed it was a lettuce wrap, too, and none of us believed. We're like, that's not a lettuce wrap, you fat fuck.
Get the hell out of here.
So then he goes, have some fries. So I just housed the fries.
Let us pray.
And it turned out he was saving the food for the flight. I thought he was done.
Oh, you wolfed down the man's fries. You look forward to the fries.
It's because the fucking Delta Lounge has horse shit food, so someone gives me fries.
Ah!
I ate them like Scooby-Doo. I just got and he was like, you ate all of them?
You're a frequent fryer. Shit, I fucked it up.
Jeez, we'll plug in
Cut
the
that.
real answer.
Frequent fryer.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll plug that in. We'll put that in when you said the racial thing, too. So anyways, we board. Of course, I
an
board
Asian.
first. And then Feehan, she's in first class, but she's back there. She's in 4D. I'm in 2B.
She's at 4Ds.
Or not to be at a time, I think.
Uh-huh.
So she goes, we got to switch. And I go, well, you can switch. If you want to switch, you do the talking. You're like a cute girl who's like, beep, 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 boo.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking asshole.
Sure.
And also, it's a red eye, so we're going to sleep.
Yes.
So I go on. I'm like, maybe we'll sit together. We'll try to sit together. It'll be fun if we can sit together, but no big deal if not. I get on the plane. I'm 2B. There's a fucking 148-year-old lady. She looked like the old bag from Seinfeld who steals the bread.
Oh, yeah.
She's in there. Literally, she's like crocheting. She looks like she's been sitting. She got there 2 days ago.
Wow. You got Queen Elizabeth over here.
She's got crochet up here, and there's yarn over here. And there's,
Jesus.
you know, a needle over here and a sweater over there. And she's just
doing an AIDS quilt?
she's knitting. She's got 2 pairs of glasses. You ever seen the 2 pairs of
I love
glasses?
the 2 pair. Yeah, Ron Bennington does the double
Yeah,
P.
she's got one down here, one down here. She's got a little cigar. She's like, got a glass of wine and a
got
cup
a
of
fez.
tea.
Your fez.
Yeah, and then there's a cat under her. You know, she's there. She's got a poster of the 4 Valleys, the Frankie Valley, and the 4 Seasons.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I go, oh, okay, well, we can't switch. So I sit down, and I'm like, how do you do? And she goes, I've been born in 19. I go, great. Feehan gets on. She's got her fucking Bose headphones. He goes, excuse me, this is my really good friend. Would you mind moving to 4B? And I go,
no.
what are you, crazy?
Oh, no.
I go, what are you doing? She goes, I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
She goes, we're really good friends. I'd like to sit next to my friend. It's 4B.
Oh, throw mama from the plane.
And she goes, it's 1 row back, which I'm like, why are you? It's 2 rows back.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
And she goes, is it a window? And she goes, yeah, it's a window. It's right there. It's no problem. Just hop on up.
Feehan,
And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't even know this lady.
what a coos.
And the lady goes, okay, no problem. And she's packing up her shit. She's like, my bag? Will you get my bag when I get up there? And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm going to go to bed.
Thank God it wasn't Temple. She would have screamed. I mean, imagine that guy trying to move her. That's a no-no.
So I go, okay. So now I'm like, I got to get up and help the lady. I'm like carrying her to her seat. I got her under my arm like a book. I put her down. I tuck her in.
The Old Testament.
I come back. And I'm like, what are you doing? You made it. She's like, you're such a bitch. You folded.
Bitch!
You couldn't even do it. I'm like, I didn't want to ask the old lady to move.
Oh, my God. You got the lady who called on Emmett Till moving down the plane here.
And then we chat for 2 minutes and we both go to bed. I'm like, what was the point of that?
Horrific. That
But-
makes me sick.
So then I'll wrap this up because I want to hear your
No,
your thing.
I got shit.
So that yell it to the people in the back. Every time I talk more than you, they're like, he fucking hogs. He doesn't let him say anything.
This is gold.
And they never see the beginning where you're like, I got nothing. You got to carry my ass. And I'm like, all right, I'll try. Anyways, I digress. So then we get on. Now we're all settled in. We're like, where's TJ? Because he's a bit of a kook.
Sure.
And the whole plane is. By the way, there's nothing more fun than shitting on all the comics as they come.
Oh.
Because Mike Fig gets on 3 hours later.
It's like a roast battle conveyor belt.
It's pretty fun,
Just
yeah.
zigging and zanging.
Oh, we were yelling racial epithets. It was fun. So then the plane's about to take off, and then the last second, there's a drunk guy in 1C.
1C.
And he's hammered. He's like this. Yeah, what? He's talking to the flight attendant. what time does this flight get in again? I can't remember what time. Well,
Wow.
you guys, what goes on back there? He's just crazy.
He's like cartoon drunk.
Cartoon drunk, yes.
He's got a barrel on. He's burping a bubble.
TJ comes in. He's in this thing. The guy goes, oh, thank God. Now I have someone to talk to. I thought I wasn't going to have anyone to talk to. I was going to talk to this guy. And TJ goes, I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to my wife. I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't even think about talking to me.
Wow.
And the guy literally is like, does like mouth agape. And then TJ turns with like Costanza over to us and goes, Joe, I'll pay you to switch
Wow.
money. Switch seat. He's just
That's
doing that in front of the
gold.
guy.
That's gold.
The guy pouts the whole time. He's got his legs crossed like this. He won't look at him. He's got his sunglasses on. And then I heard the flight attendant go, he's been a problem for several people. She said to TJ. And TJ was like, I'll give you $300. And I'm like, I'm not switching. I like the aisle. I'm here.
Yeah.
And then Kerryn's like, I'll do it for $1,000. And then he was texting me. He's like, tell her 600. We're texting each other as the flight's taking off.
This is crazy.
And he had me dying. I'll show you the text after. It was fucking hilarious. He's like, fuck this guy. And that was really fun.
Did he try to talk to him at all, or did he get the message?
No, he got the guy just
Okay.
pouted. Like, it was like when you yell at someone in the audience and they just shut down.
Yeah.
He was just pouting.
Wow.
So that was fun. And then Kerryn, she posted, she's got this crazy red light mask. She looks like eyes wide shut. Did you see the photo?
No.
It's the craziest thing you've ever seen.
We'll
And I'm
post
like,
it
is
for
that
the-
real? Yeah. Post the photo. I'm like, what are you kidding with that fucking thing?
Jeez.
The whole plane is just lit up, bright red.
What?
Yeah, and then people are like looking at her. I'm like, we're not really that close. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry about the old lady. The old lady died in the flight, by the way.
I mean, she comes in and she's a terrorist. She's got the red light. She's kicking out old ladies. What is she doing?
Yeah, well, she's having a good time. She's very assertive.
Yes. Imagine her still drinking.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Yeah, there it is. You can
What
see us
the
all lit
fuck?
up there. It's insane.
It looks like Hezbollah.
It's
That's insanity.
it literally
Good
looks like eyes
Lord.
wide shut. She
Yeah, it
looks like,
does.
What
What does that do to you? Does that do stuff to you?
I mean, it's that unbelievable.
It looks like
Put
what
it right
Predator
here.
sees.
It's really wild, and people just kept walking by, looking, and I'm like, I don't know. We just met. I don't know. She's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. But anyways, we land. I go straight to bed. Wake up Friday morning, and Skankfest is just the best. I'm like at a loss for words.
It's the best. It's a beautiful thing they've put together, and it's the greatest crowds, the greatest audience. They just love comedy. And I always say it's where Reddit goes to die because Reddit is so mean and cunty and cutting. And then Brendan Schaub shows up, and they go, hey, good to meet you. Hey,
Right.
we love you. So maybe it's all bullshit, but it's nice to – everyone assumes these are like incels and school shooters, and maybe they are, but in front of you, they're peachy keen.
Well, it is, and it's the most inclusive. I was talking to Ron about this. You know, he went to the Naked Roast, which we tried to go to the Naked Roast, got thrown out, which is a bad feeling.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, last year, you remember you were there, I think.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yes, you were there. We were the side of the stage. And so this year I just thought we'll do the same thing. And I guess some of the participants were a little self-conscious.
Uh-huh.
And last year I realized I showed up by myself and stood at the side stage. This year I was rolling like 8 deep. It was like me, Sagalo, Cannon, Tom, Dustin. I think Tom put us over. Because the guy was like, some guy came up, he's like, can you go get your boy? Because Tom walked in, they were like, whoa, are you on the show? And he's like, I'm with Joe List.
Oh,
and the guy was
no.
like, can you get your boy? Which your boy is never good.
Never a good sign.
And then and Tom, by the way, wasn't they acted like he was like like he
Right.
walked in and was like, oh, sorry, and then just walked out.
That was a pretty good Tom, by the way.
Not bad. But the thing is, the roast battle, this is what's weird about the Naked Roast, and I actually think they should just do it a regular roast battle because you look like a creep, but I just love roast and roast battle. You want to
Yeah.
see the show.
It was great last year.
Don't get me wrong. It's nice to see tits.
Yeah, the boobage was really flinging this year. I mean, I didn't go to the roast battle, but I saw a bunch of knockers.
Yeah, a lot of healthy, beautiful babies.
Yeah, and I think if you're a well-endowed whore, you can really shine at Skankfest if you're like a 6.
Absolutely.
You know, you're a 6 in New York, people kick you into the dumpster. But out there, you're like, oh, man, I'm fucking Vanna White.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. 6 on Fremont is like a 25.
There you go.
And I think you said it or someone else, I think it might have been you, said it feels like the men of Skankfest are finally getting comfortable enough to bring their girls.
Yes,
They're
exactly.
like, there's less rape than we thought. I'm bringing my chick, and so you meet a lot of beautiful women.
Yes.
But Yeah, so we went to the naked roast, showed up, and then they were like, you can't be at the side of the stage. By the time we tried to get in the room, it was just so fucking packed. And people were fainting left and right this year. It was like a Michael
Really?
Jackson show in the 80s.
Oh, geez, I didn't catch that.
I saw at least 3 people getting carried out. During my set on Sunday, people were getting carried out.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's fucking stand-up comedy. Relax.
Is it just cocktails and sunshine?
Well, it was 108 degrees all weekend.
Yeah,
And
good
then
band.
people were waiting outside in line. I think everyone's taking Molly and Coke.
Yeah.
I saw cocaine, Molly, acid.
Ah, yeah, it was flying. It was all over the place.
But
Shrooms.
I don't know. It was great Friday. And I just couldn't wait for you to get there. And then when did you show up? I can't even remember when I first saw you.
I made the mistake. I had a gig in Portland on Friday. It was too good to pass up. Good money. Me and Umar did some theater out there in Portland.
Love Umar. Love Portland.
Killer crowd. What a great. Even Umar did well. I mean,
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how you know it was a hot one. Just beautiful theater. Love Portland. It was one of those that wasn't selling great. Then like the last 2 days just shot up.
Yes.
And I think your fight story didn't hurt. Because
Oh, yeah.
everybody I met outside, I did a little meet and greet bullshit. It was like, hey, I was at Joe's show. I was at the fight. I saw the fight. I saw the guy with the long hair, the whole thing. So that was big.
Right. It's a great town. One of the best comedy towns.
Yeah, great town, and had a great time. And then me and Umar, of course, had a couple of pops, and we go, let's go to a quiet bar. Let's get a couple of drinks. He had an early flight. I'm going to Skanktown. I want to be fresh. And, of course, everyone from the show happened to be at that bar.
Yeah.
So it was Shotsville. It was like fucking south side of Chicago, so many shots.
Shot.
And, of course, then we go back to the hotel, and Umar goes, you want to get one more at the hotel bar? And I go, we'll get a beer. We'll get a beer to close it out, be responsible. The hotel bar lady is a comedy fan.
Oh.
So she poured us a beer the size of my dad's ass, and man, oh man, did I get no sleep, and then flew right to Skanktown and took a little nap, and then I met with you.
Yes, we had did the podcast. That's when we did the pod. It was when I first saw you. You showed up at that studio.
That was the first human I talked to in like a few hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was a little wonky, and then I walk into Ranan, Luke Moniz, and what's that lady's name?
Natalie, it has happened to me.
I don't get nervous, but Seinfeld said stand-up is like an ocean swim. You're scared to get in, but once you're in, you don't want to get out.
Uh-huh.
I feel the same with Skankfest because you're like walking down Fremont towards that monstrosity, the escalators and the Denny's and all that shit, and you're just like, it's like a tidal wave. It's like a pool. You have to just jump in. You can't dip a toe in because right when you get there, 8 guys with mohawks are like, let's do a photo, sign my tits, here's my yearbook or whatever, and then you're just in it.
Well, yes, it's a lot, and I had the same thing leading up because you're so excited for it, and like everything in life, which is a protective thing. The brain wants you safe.
Yes.
It's the reason you don't want to leave every night.
Yes.
Your brain is like, there's danger out there. You're here.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're going to die.
Yeah, don't go out there.
Yeah.
So I always had that, and like the days leading up, I'm like, everyone else does 2 days there, 1 day there. Maybe I should be doing that. And then I get over there, and I'm like, this is the best time of my life. Well, first of all, we're like straight up celebrities there.
Yes.
I took, has to be 400 photos.
Same.
And I'm walking through, and there's literally 200 people chanting, Joe, Joe, Joe. It's crazy. I feel like, Liz Cheney over there, Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
Or, I was trying to think of low-level celebrities.
Yeah, shake it up.
I went too political and then too big.
Right.
Who's somebody funny that would have been funny?
Torturo?
John Turturro. He's so great.
Yeah. Well, you're nice.
Yeah, I'm very good, too.
All right. Maybe like a Tom Arnold?
Tom Arnold's nice.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll go with Tommy A.
I'm like Tom Arnold over there.
Yeah.
But any farts, so it's just so many people. But it is like the stimulation, not just the fans who are all so kind, and you take photos and you sign a million things, you sign this, you sign that. Then there's just comics everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So even by like Sunday night, I was like, I got to go sit in a corner under the bed and listen to a podcast or something because it's just so much socialization.
Totally. I felt that.
But, it's awesome. We had a fun episode with Yumi, Mark, I'm Yumi, Ranan, and Luke. I confuse you and Ranan a lot.
Yeah.
Very similar looks and personalities.
Yo.
But I brought in 3 people now. Now we're like the guys there, so you can just bring people in. I brought DePaulo,
Yes.
Ronan, and Monas.
Yes.
And all 3, I'm swimming in thank yus.
Really?
DePaulo's like tearing up on his podcast. Ronan's tearing up when he goes up the stairs. And Monas I forget, he was crying the whole weekend.
That's so weird because a year ago it's like, oh, I got to ask this guy. I hate asking people, do you want to do my pod? And I'm a nuisance. And now people are like, thanks for having me. That was great. Like DeRosa sent me a nice thank you after having him on the live one.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's Skankfest feels like a thing you don't want to do. DePaulo's like, I don't know. They ask me every year. It's a whole thing. And he doesn't like to come so far west. But then you get there. And everybody's blowing you.
Yeah.
You're laughing your asses off. And I'm like, remember that memory? Remember this time? That was great. And then Nate shows up. Shane is there.
Yeah.
Soda's there. You, me, Kramer the butler.
It's Norton. It's fucking Voss. It's Bobby Kelly. It's DeRosa. It's Ari. I mean, it's really everybody you want to see and everybody you're a fan of. And it's a Ron Bennington was there. And what's the other guy?
Ron Bennington.
Was he there?
No.
I think a woman looked like him. Maybe that was it.
I think most of the women look like Bennington.
Yeah, there was Dave Attell, Bert Kreischer. I mean, it was a good lineup this year.
Well, we got that photo in the cigar tent. It's
Tim Dillon,
Attell, Dylan, Ari,
Bert,
Tom, Bert, you, me, Kramer, the butler.
Gomez. Yeah,
Just did that line.
Hey, folks. Tuesday Stories brought to you by BetterHelp. You love it. With Halloween coming up, it's time to think a little bit about what scares us. Maybe it's zombies and clowns, or maybe it's having a difficult conversation you've been putting off. Whew, Lord knows I have. No matter what scares you, therapy is an amazing tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them. BetterHelp is 100% online and super flexible, so you can go to therapy whenever and wherever works for you. Chat with a therapist via phone call, video call, or even messaging platform. You got to do therapy. It's good for you. Go ahead and clear the bags of garbage that are sitting in your metaphoric curb in your brain. It's all bad for you, folks. All you got to do is talk it out. That's the beauty. And talk it out, you will do with BetterHelp. Getting started is easy. Just fill out a quick survey and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist who is ready to work with you. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/Tuesdays. Hey, folks, today's story is brought by Blue Chew. You know we love the Blue Chew. Fall's here, and you're about to be spending a lot of time indoors. You better make sure that dick is working. Blue Chew is here to give you a good time. Blue Chew is an online service that sends ED medicine right to your door, with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost. You're going to be saving money and having fun. Love the Blue Chew. You know me. Use it many times. You keep one on you. You never know. Just thinking about it, I'm getting chubbed up. Yeah, it works. Chew it and do it. Big fan. Tastes fine. I'm on board with the Blue Chew. The best part is that it's all done online. No driving to a doctor's office to talk to about your junk. No waiting in line forever in the pharmacy. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Talk with their licensed medical providers, and if you're approved, you'll get one prescription. You'll get your prescription in days. Sign up now and get ready. Make this fall one to remember. Blue Chew wants you to have the best confidence to perform at your best. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for Tuesdays and Stories listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code Tuesdays at checkout. You got that? Tuesdays at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com. Promo code Tuesdays to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information, and we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the pod.
But yeah, it was amazing, and I got to give a shout out to the live YKWd. It was Norton, Bobby, Rich, and Norton. Did I say that all right twice?
Yes.
My brain is complete mush. And Keith.
And
I stood in the back. I haven't sat and watched a show of any kind. Well,
yeah.
I guess, concerts, but just watched a full live podcast, a podcast that I'm on,
Right.
and just stood like an audience member, standing in the back for 2 hours, howling, laughing. And it was just a great show. And then Ari and Bert ended up coming out, which was great also. But, I mean, Norton was on I was texting you the lines.
I showed up because you text me. You're like, I'm watching this. It's hilarious. Norton's killing. And I put my panties on and walked over.
It was really something else. I mean, they were shitting on Voss for flying coach. And Norton goes, she's trying to get upgraded using Marlboro miles. The boss goes, Jim, you're blinking too much. He goes, I can't believe my size. I've never seen a 7-year-old that flies coach. That was great. And Keith goes, isn't this the longest running unsuccessful podcast of all time?
Oh, that's
Which
a
was
great
great.
line. Coming from a stroke victim.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while to get out, but when he did, it was something. And
Wow, that's great. See, that's my big regret. I'm such a party queef. I'm like, oh, I want to get drunk. I want to do drugs. I want to get after it. And then I should go there and just do pods, meet people, do stand-up, we should record more shit. We should get behind the scenes. We should get video. But I just end up starting to drink at 3 p.m. and I blow it.
Well, we did a lot of stuff. We
All
did
right.
2 episodes. Well, we did the live episode.
Yeah.
That would be on the Patreon with Eddie Pepitone and Joe DeRosa and
Sam
Sam Talent, who was hilarious. And then we did an episode with Nate and
That's
Nick.
true.
That was an hour and 15 minutes. So we got about, 2 hours and 2.5 hours of high-quality stuff going on the Patreon,
Also,
plus behind the scenes.
fun to think about, we got a podcast with the guy who's on SNL this week.
That is crazy.
The host of SNL is on our podcast.
And the guy who is least likely to be on any television whatsoever because he's such a bad boy.
Right.
I mean, he's the
Yeah.
ultimate bad boy of comedy.
Well, you know what is crazy? And look, we're getting in the comedy weeds here, but
I don't think so. They're all right.
Nick DiPaolo is sitting there. He's on our podcast, which is, as a young comedian boy, I'd be like, Nick DiPaolo's on my pod, And then Nate walks in, who's like arguably the biggest comedian working. And he goes, hello, Mr. DiPaolo. How are you? Oh, man, this is a treat. It's nice to see you. And he goes back down to 1999.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy is the biggest, but he still has the reverence for this funny Italian cunt from 10 years ago.
Right. It's very, well, like 20.
20 years
But
ago.
it's also fun, too, because Nick's like, it's good to meet you, Nate. And Nate's like, we met at Joe's wedding.
Yes.
We
he
all
doesn't
hung out.
remember
They were
him.
all at my wedding.
Oh, that's
all,
true.
All of you guys were at my wedding.
You got that right.
Which was really fun. And, yeah, it's the best. Nick's the best. It was so great to see him. And, boy, he just goes right back into it. We're just dying laughing.
I got to watch you with Nick because I've heard all the stories. And you next to Nick, I felt like I was at the Hartford Funny Bone in 2006.
Yeah, it was really fun. And we have a real father-son relationship. He's like the only adult male that's proud of me. So that's
You got
that's
that right.
exciting. Yeah, that was just terrific. And what else? You must have other things from Skankfest.
Well, I was a good boy this year. I dodged the strip clubs, which wasn't easy. Let's see.
I didn't even write anything down here.
Yeah. Nothing crazy happened. I mean, I signed a lady's tits, which was fun to do. I don't think I've ever done that in real life.
No tit sign.
I did it, and she was nice. She was a blonde lady, and she had huge knockers, and she gave me the marker, and I went, and it was fun because you get all these virgins going, hey, can I get a photo? And then she walks up, you're like, photo? She's like, no, sign them. And you're like,
Wow.
oh, okay, this breaks it up a little bit.
That is fun. I had a guy ask me to sign his dick, and he wanted to get tattooed.
Really?
That was in Indianapolis.
Well, you got a small signature.
And that's what I said. It's only 7 letters. And then I was like, oh, no, and he seemed really upset with me.
I would do that.
No. Well, I don't want, I've said it before on here. I don't want anyone to get a Joe Lit or Tuesdays with Stories tattoo. That's a bridge
yeah.
too far. I'm talking to Lex, who has a Legion of Skanks tattoo that's looking at us right now. But those guys are a different I'm too scared. I said this. I'm like, what if you get my name tattooed and I rape a boy or punt a cat?
Yeah, that's evidence now.
Yeah. So I don't want to touch a guy's dick.
Nah, we don't have to touch it. You get the marker on there.
I don't want to look at a guy's dick.
All right, close your eyes.
Well, then he could take my hand and put it in his asshole.
That's
The way
true.
kids used to.
That's true. The old fisting.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you, but I don't want my name on someone's dick. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I get it.
He was serious.
All right, well, that's when you get down there, you just hit him with a swastika and you run off.
If I had $1 for every time I've drawn a swastika on someone's dick, I'd have $3. Woo!
But yeah.
what else went on down there?
Let's see. Well, I saw the sock fight was great.
That was amazing.
Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was up top with the bucket of the mop.
I was on the ring. It was Kreischer, Big J, me, and Attell with microphones, and just zinging and zanging while these women are doing sock wrestling in a boxing ring in the center of Skankfest. So Vegas is just going nuts. The whole place is going crazy. It's outside, and we're all commentating. And I don't know if you know what a sock fight is, or sock wrestling.
I didn't before this.
I didn't either. So it's basically two people go at it, and whoever gets the other person's socks off first wins.
Yeah, so it's best of 3. Everyone has a big, high, black, they're tall socks.
Yes.
And you got to get both socks off, but each sock is 1 round.
Right.
So you get a sock off, you pause for about 30, 60 seconds, go back at it. So it's best of 3. Now, what they didn't realize, and no one couldn't realize, is the first match was unbelievable. It was like classic.
Oh, yeah.
If you recall. It was
the
like
blonde girl. And
it was a little blonde girl who really rolled. They were like just doing straight up jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And the other ones kind of were beatdowns. It was all like immediate beatdown. But the first one was like, it was like one of the best sporting events I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and it's fun because you watch, first of all, you don't see a lot of women in a boxing ring going at it like this, let alone not trained women. These are just skank fans.
Right.
And it's fun because there's a whole crowd there. So these people are on display, and they're getting like, they're getting amped up to rip those socks off.
I mean, the crowd was going wild. And I always say it's like the Ninja Turtle live action movie, the first one, when they're at the Shredders, the Foot Clan, or whatever they're called.
The Foot
like,
Clan.
It's like a big stadium. You're like, or
Yes.
like Cocktail, where they're making the drinks in that movie. But everyone was going crazy. The other interesting thing about this sport is, and they should put it on ESPN or ESPN2 or whatever.
Yeah, they should.
The thing about it is you get the person's leg trapped and you start pulling the sock, but you don't realize because your brain is up here. You're like, I'm getting their sock, but you're also so vulnerable because now you're no longer protecting your feet. So a few times you were like, oh, it's over. She's got her sock, and no one's paying attention that while she's getting her sock taken, she got her sock faster.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's chess, not checkers.
New favorite sport, sock dance or whatever the fuck it's called.
Sock hop.
Sock hop. That's good.
Good call. Yeah, that's true. Dave Attell had my favorite line because it was these two, white trash lounges going at it, and two ladies, and he goes, "Oh, it's Waffle House versus IHOP," or something like that. Waffle House versus some other.
That sounds right.
Well, Hooters. It was, it's Waffle House versus Hooters tonight, or in his voice.
He's the king of it. I couldn't hear what you guys were saying. I could just hear kind of like, yeah, that was on the top level. But no, that was awesome. That was a thrill. And how about Mike Feeney, by the way?
Oh yeah,
choked out Sam Tripoli in 18 seconds.
Wow.
In a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match.
BJJ. Well, I think Tripoli is about 64 years old.
Yeah, he might be.
So. Yeah, that adds a wrinkle.
And how about that cigar tent was popping off the whole time, and I was holding court in there. That was fun. Nate came by with his tour manager, and that was a lot of fun, and telling all the old stories.
It's also fun coming back. Like, I was doing spots last night, and you're like, oh, you were at Skankfest, and you're kind of like, oh, it's weird because I have this whole world over there, and then now we're all just back, and it's back to normal. It's like we're all in an orgy, and then I'm seeing them at the mall.
That's a great point.
There's a weird feeling after.
Yeah, it does feel like kind of back to school. Like it was like a summer vacation. We went crazy, and then now we're back in school, and everyone's got their best clothes on.
Right. I was at the Cellar last night for my show, and I see Nate up on the TV, and he's doing sets because he's doing SNL.
Right.
So I was like, oh, wow, Nate's here? Wow. It's discombobulating, so I run up and I go, come do my show. He ran the set. It's killer. And I gave him a tag, and he hated it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's lots of fun because you're like, I was doing comedy. I'm wearing dirty shorts.
Right.
I'm literally smoking a cigar. I got a Red Sox hat. Now I'm like, I got to go back to wearing a tuxedo and kissing my mother on the lips.
Well, there's no rules out there. Just right.
It was fucking awesome. And just being able to smoke and walk and sweat. And it was awesome. I mean, Lewis really has created the dream come true.
It's pretty great. It's comedy Disneyland, and it's every other festival from Montreal. We had a good time. Moon Tower, we had a good time. All these other ones, but this one feels like hours. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel comfortable there, and there's debauchery, but it still runs well. They really figured it out.
And there's no real industry there, which
Fuck
is so
'em.
beautiful. You don't have to stop and go, oh, yeah, well, I'm working on a script, and yeah, we'll see. If you pitch that would be good. Or whatever. You don't have to do any of that shit.
Suck my ass, industry.
It's also just so much fun to watch Lewis having the time of his life. It's like a
Yeah.
3-day birthday party, or 4 days for him.
Well, there was one day, I don't know if I was supposed to say this, but me and a couple of cats were out by the pool, and there was the hottest woman of all time bartending at the pool bar. And we were like, man, look at her. Holy shit, she's an 11. My God. Next night, guess who's on arm in arm? Lewis.
Wow.
Cowboy hat, eyeshadow, a full mesh shirt, nipple rings, hand in hand with the pool cunt.
He looked gorgeous, and I mean, he's doing magic shows, and he's doing comedy jam. Which, by the way, comedy jam. I got a Friday night comedy jam,
I
best
heard.
night of my life.
Stole the whole tits.
I mean, I got to do 2 songs, which was quite a thrill. I did "We're Not Gonna Take It" by Twisted Sister, and then Josh Adamard was like, "Stay up here, we're doing even flow," and I was kicking the mic stand and twirling the mic and crowd diving and lady raping. It was just unbelievable.
Born for even flow.
It was fucking unbelievable. I mean, it was just I was killing. The band rules, and I had a great time, and it was great to see Bird. He was there. DeRosa was there, and Big J, and Monis and Feeney, and them hung out. Feeney and Sagalo and Cannon were all on acid, which was fun. And so Sagalo opened the show with "All the Small Things," which was fun. And
Yeah, he's got a small dick.
that's what I said. Well, first of all, he stole my joke. I was like, "Oh, you're singing a song about your dick?" And then he kept telling me when I'm doing all the small things. And I was like, "It's about his dick." And then he went on stage. He goes, "I'm singing a song about my dick," and I'm like, "How about you throw me credit?"
Yeah, exactly.
Will that
Or
hurt?
At least throw me credit after. Like, thanks for that line.
Yeah, that would be something.
Nothing.
But great hang with those boys too. I love those 3 fucking homos.
Good guys.
And Monis was the best. We were thick as thieves every minute. And Hannah, I gave a shout out to Katie Hannigan.
Oh, the handman.
We had breakfast together, went and got coffee, and it was just fantastic. By the way, Hannigan's always been funny, but I watched her. She's funnier than she's ever been. I was
really?
I was dying. She's got some killer stuff.
Oh, great.
And then I'd be remiss to not mention the world premiere of Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian. Which did you hear any good things?
I heard everybody queefed, everybody cried, Tom cried. I heard it was a hit.
Yeah, Ranazizi came into the cigar tent. I guess he was emotional. He's like, I just saw a film. It changed my life. I got to make some calls.
Wow.
Bobby was like, he's literally crying.
I mean, I saw Tom talking to Bert, and Bert's like, you have a club in Key West? I'll be there.
Right.
So I think Bert's going to do like a month residency.
Well, I'm nervous because Bert gets mentioned in the film because Tom talks about how he heard Bert being like, if I were retired, I would just open a comedy club. And then Tom's like, beat you.
Ooh.
Which is scary because, Bert's a competitive fella. I feel like Bert's got to go down there and squash him like a bug.
Nah, he's got kids and a, alcohol problem.
Well,
So does Tom.
I think they'd be thick as thieves, those two.
That's true. They'd get along.
But anyways, the movie went great, and we had some technical difficulties because it's Skankfest.
Sure.
So there was no Wi-Fi in the building, and the thing. I don't know anything about technology, but they're like, we got a guy. He's gonna go upload it to an SD card. It's gonna take 30 minutes, and I'm like, 30 minutes? The crowd's here.
Yeah.
It was like fucking Blues Brothers where they're chanting and we're late.
Yeah.
So I went up and just started riffing on the whole festival. I was like, how crazy was Ari, shitting blood, this thing, and it was killing. And then I was like, you guys want snacks? I was tossing snacks out there. And I was like, Sagalo, come up and do that Beatles joke. He came up. He did about 12 minutes of material.
Oh, great.
Killing. And he goes, I don't have any more things I want to do. I go, well, bring out Hannigan. Hannigan came out. She did 6 minutes. She killed.
Wow.
Tom and I went up. We were killing. And then finally, a woman from the audience, I got to give a shout out. I don't know her name. I think she's a singer. I looked at her Instagram. She was like, Luke Burns was like, I have a hot spot, which I never even heard of that.
Oh.
Outside of, a titty bar in Stoughton, Mass.
Sure, I know a G-spot, but that's a myth.
And so he came down, and his hot spot wasn't working as hot as her hot spot. So she came down. We used her hotspot to stream the film.
Sounds dirty.
Oh, my
I just
God.
picture a big projection coming out of her clam.
Well, I wanted to pay her in hotspot tickles.
Hotspot tickles. Boy, I love that.
So
Hotspot tickles is a good name for herpes.
we got it up there, and it doesn't tickle, it burns, baby. But we got it up there. It went off, and all these comics, Rana Zizi, Chloe LeBranch, Cannon, Sagalo, a bunch of people. Aaron Berg came, and a bunch of fans, of course, and standing O, teary-eyed, emotional. Tom Dustin came up. He was wiping tears. He told us a story about his engagement. And we got the world premiere, or the New York premiere on October 10th. You'll be there.
I'll be there with
We'll
bells
see.
on, whatever that means. But when does the world get to see it?
That's what I got to figure out. I mean, we're at a couple festivals. We're going to try to get on a festival and then see what we can do. Maybe send it over to old Joe Rogan and see if we can get on there, see if he'll talk about it, maybe just put it on Punch Up. But like to get it to some kind of streaming. We'll see. I don't know.
Love it.
But hopefully October 10th, Louis will be there. You'll be there. And Ari's coming. And hopefully I can get some, what do you call that? When you say a thing?
Plug?
Tutorials, right?
What?
Tutorial? Yeah, tutorial.
Tutorial.
Isn't that a
No,
thing?
that's no good. Yeah.
What's it called then?
What do you mean, in the paper?
You give a blur. You go,
A blurb.
You go, hey, I just saw this film. It ruled.
A review.
A review, but not a review. A review is like you sit down at a typewriter and you write a 6-page essay.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about, can I get you say into a camera, hey, give me a little thing. And you go, hey, Skankfest was #1.
Oh, promo?
Tutorial.
No.
What's
John
tutorial
Turturro.
mean? Doesn't that mean something?
Not tutorial.
Yeah.
When you give a shout out?
Tutorial, what's that word? Periodicals?
No, that's a paper.
A brief, positive synopsis?
A plug.
Shit.
Butt plug. I don't know.
Synopsis.
Sizzle.
Editorial.
Trailer.
Tutorial's got to be it. Newspaper article written by or on behalf of an editor that gives an opinion on a topical issue.
What is it?
Editorial.
Nah,
Editorial.
All right.
A couple
all right.
editorials? No.
That's written. You're talking about a verbal.
Yeah, where you go, hey, this was the best movie ever.
No.
Confessional? No. Someone's going to write it.
I don't know this one.
The phone's calling in. You go, can I get a quick, about the festival? Can I get a quick tutorial, editorial?
Yeah.
Jeez, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Sheesh.
Let me get a couple of, when you get a quote for a book at the beginning. What's that called at the beginning?
Preface. A foreword.
No. They have all the quotes at the beginning of the book.
Forward.
Could you do
foreskin.
a blank for my book?
Forward.
That's what it is, a book.
A book.
You know, in the book it says best book I ever. What is it?
Quote at the beginning of a book is called an
No,
epigraph.
not the quote at the beginning of the book. The quote, the promotion. When you open a book, it says best book of the year, the New York Times. And then
Yeah.
underneath it says I was killed by
Pentagram.
tutorial, editorial. All the quotes.
Memorial.
People talk about how good a book was
Yeah.
at the beginning. Here, I'll find one. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
It says praise, advanced praise for this book.
Advanced
but there's
praise.
a word for it.
All right.
Hold on.
By
here's
the
a
way,
book.
I got to say, while you're looking for that double alliteration name thing was huge.
What do you mean?
You know, the Marshall Mathers, the
Oh,
Khloe
yeah. People
Kardashian,
love
the
that
Ben
shit.
Bailey, the Ozzy Osbourne. Boy, that was a hit.
What's this called right here?
Endorsement.
Endorsement.
That's the one. Get your fat ass
Let me
back
get an
over here.
endorsement.
That's it. We got
An
it.
endorsement. I'll get a couple
Endorsement.
endorsements. There it is.
Editorial had the ED.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, I got ED. All right. A couple endorsements. You'll endorse
Yes,
it.
Endorsement. Good word.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, I don't know when this episode comes out. I have no idea what day it is, what month it is,
What
year
time
it
are we
is.
at? I don't know where we
I think we're
are.
going to wrap up. I mean, it's...
Oh,
Yeah, 55.
Jesus. All right. Well, there's your Skankfest, folks. 55. That's Tripoli's age. And, yeah, we had a great time. It's good to be back. And I can't wait for next year. I think they're going to New York.
I think it's going to be New Orleans.
All right. Well, we'll see. Roll the dice. We
But,
should bet on it, unlike Pete Rose.
oh, yeah, R.I.P. We lost Chris Christopherson and Pete Rose back-to-back. I interviewed Pete Rose one time.
Did Jimmy Carter die?
No, he turned 100.
Oh,
But I think
geez.
he's, like, dead.
John Amos died.
John Amos?
The cookies?
McDowell's. No, not
Oh, that guy.
Oh, from Beverly Hills
okay.
Cop?
Well, we only care about one Amos.
He also died.
The guy that owned McDonald's.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Like 10 people died. in
The
last-
bald guy died, yeah.
I guess millions of people died. But
That's true. Hezbollah.
anyways. Aw. But
Pages.
Matumbo died, yes.
That's what God said when he tried to get into heaven. He's in limbo.
Limbo. That guy can't limbo. He's 7'9".
Imagine that guy trying to limbo. He can't limbo under a stoplight.
His fucking fibulas would snap.
Oh, yeah. Femur.
Femurs. Hurricane.
Kerryn Feehan.
Katrina. Kerryn Feehan.
Shout out to the North Carolinas. They are underwater.
Yeah, poor
I've been
guys.
there. It's pretty brutal. I think Florida got fucked too. Tampa's done.
What do you mean done?
Tampa, they one guy opened his front door and an alligator swam right over his head. It was crazy.
Calta? But Key West they were okay. They just got wet.
All right, Dustin.
Well, be careful down there in Florida. All right, we got to get some plugs in. October 24th through the 26th, I'm at Madison, the Madhouse, Mad City.
Woo, woo, woo.
What's it called? Comedy on State.
Yeah, it's a hot one.
With Monas, and then we go straight from there to Chicago. October 27th is totally sold out. Thank you. We're adding another day to the taping, October 28th at the Old Town Zanies. So we're going to shoot in both rooms and see what we get. November 9th, Town Hall. It's getting down to it, folks. We're just a few weeks away. November 9th, Town Hall. I need to sell about 47,000 tickets in the next 7 days. If you could tweet it, squinch it, squoosh it, if you're waiting, now's the time to buy those tickets, because every time you don't buy a ticket, they're going to make me go do some radio show I don't want to do.
You got that right.
November 9th, go to that. And I mean it this time. When I say it, the Patreon is my number one priority in life. We just went out. We shot some behind-the-scenes stuff. Well, Salicu shot some stuff with no microphone. It sounds like fucking the Muppet parents. It's like, it's crazy. We had to cut. Lex sent it. He's like, I did the best I could. And I was like, could you cut the last 38 minutes of it? I can't hear a fucking thing.
Cut that motherfucker right there.
So, White Man Can't Jump, hell of a film. Ron
Yeah.
Shelton, Bull Durham. So we did a behind-the-scenes video with Soder and Feehan and you and me and Kramer and the Butler. We also have the Nick DiPaolo and Nate Bargatze. It's like an hour and 20-minute episode.
Banger. Telling stories left and right.
That one's
He
great.
was mostly right.
We have the hour-and-a-half episode with Eddie Pepitone, Joe DeRosa,
Sam
and
Talley.
Sam Talent. Sam was bringing the heat.
Killed it.
He was bringing some serious heat at the very end. And then we also shot behind the scenes, you, me, Monas, and Ranan, and us discussing how bad the episode went.
Before and after the bonus is behind the scenes.
That's like 4 or 5 hours of stuff we just shot, hot off the press. That'll be up there.
Boy, that is next level Patreon, where we shot before a bonus
Yes.
behind the scenes, after a bonus behind the scenes. So behind the scenes of a bonus.
Right.
Is we're going to multiple layers here. We're like, what do you call that? It's the multiverse.
Yes, Luke Bonus.
Yes.
And, November 9th, Town Hall. That's the big one, for God's sakes. Come.
Yeehaw! All right, I'm going to Chicago Theater, going to New Orleans, going to Wilkes-Barre, going to Connecticut, going to Poughkeepsie, MarkNormanComedy.com. Hit us up on Punch Up Live.
Yes.
Get some Bodega Cat, and I'll see you in Rhode Island, folks. Comedy, praise our luck.